All right, guys, so today's video is a little clip from a live lesson we did with Gino. And really, the purpose of this clip and this lesson is to help you understand how the arms and hands should be working into impact. And that's specifically designed to do two things. Number one is help you hit the ball more solid. So hitting the ball first, ground second. And number two is how you take loft off of your irons to hit the ball farther. That's an issue that Gino had that some of you may have. So hopefully you enjoy this. Obviously, it's just a clip of the full lesson. Let me know down in the comments down below how you like these, what you'd like to see more of, and we appreciate you watching. Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the hanger training aid. I absolutely love this. I firmly believe that this is good for every single golfer. This hanger here creates and controls what I think is the most important part of the swing, which is the wrist angle. It snaps right on. It takes me probably 30 seconds to put on. I can put it right in my golf bag, and best of all is you can hit balls with it. You can actually hit balls with it. So I love this hanger training aids. Look at when I do that well, how that sits on my forearm. Now watch when I cut my wrist, how that comes off. Immediate feedback for where my wrist angle is at. No one that can have too flat of a left wrist. One of the few things that all good ball strikers have, we're trying to have. Flat left wrist, right? Super easy to use, incredible immediate feedback with the coupon code GogornoGolf.com. You're gonna absolutely love it. We'll put all the details down in the description down below.
I feel like my 8-iron, I'm not getting what I should be getting yardage-wise. I have an 8-iron, and I feel like, again, most of the time, like right here is a mat, so like I feel like I kind of hit the ground when in my swing. Yeah. And then I end up slicing it right.
Gotcha, okay. But you see the difference between him and you in impact.
Yeah.
So he's more bent over, more rotated.
I'm kind of like lifted up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that looks awful.
Not a lot of rotation and standing up. But that's just you trying to fix. So like, let me borrow this. You stay here again if you can. So if you go from, let's say this, I draw the shaft line up, and you go under plane here, it's always gonna wanna come steep. Now, if you had really good body motions like Cam Champ, through the ball with the steep shaft, meaning really good side bend, really good rotation, this club would come way too far, like down and into the ground to the left. It would be very difficult to hit good shots from there. You hit really, really low pull cuts. So like to fix this shaft, watch what happens to the shaft when I stand up. See how that shallows it back out?
Yeah.
So if I stay in really good side bend and rotate like this, that shaft wants to keep steepening. So the goal is, can I get the club head a bit more behind me, shallower like early, and then I can do those really good body motions through the ball to even it out, right? You see where his shaft was halfway back, it's like way horizontal.
Yeah.
Right? Like this here. So we want to get the shaft working more like this, right there. See how horizontal his shaft is there?
Yeah, it's lined up with the bicep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now that club head, look at his club head's way back here behind his heel line, where ours is like on our heel. So the point is, if the club head's behind us more here, then we can do those good body motions. When the club's steep, you always have to stand up to fix that. Now the problem, this is a lot of talking because it's our first time going through it, but the problem is from face on, when you do the standing up, you have to release all your wrists. You have to release the angle. So if I pull you down here at impact, you see where your impact is?
Behind.
Behind. And watch his impact.
In front of him.
In front of him. So like that picture right there is the net thing we need to do. That's a guy who hits his 8-iron probably, what club is this? Probably 6-iron. He probably hits his 8-iron 175, 190. Jeez. Because here's what you're doing at impact, right? With your 8-iron, you're taking your 8-iron like this at impact, so you make it like a pitching wedge. He's taking his 8-iron like this at impact, so he's turning it into like a 6-iron. Let's say this is a normal 8-iron loft. When you come into impact here, this is a normal loft. See how that makes that add loft?
Yeah.
So that's going to go higher and shorter. What he's doing with the 8-iron.
Wow.
Right? So this picture is really what needs to change. Anything we talk about your grip, your setup, your backswing plane, who cares about that? Other than, is that going to help make it easier to change that? Right? It's all about making this part easier. So when you're coming through the hit, it's right there, and then you just see a continuation of the same thing, right? So when he's you see you at past impact, the left arm's too bent, club head's passing the arms and hands too soon. See his left arm straight, club head's behind his hands. So you're just gonna keep seeing pictures of the same things, right? This is just the same deal. Seeing the follow through, how wide he is, how far away the butt of the club is. how narrow yours is. Just the arms bend, the wrist throw. So to back this up.
His rotation too.
His rotation, exactly.
Yeah, so all right, so then that would be something good too to work on.
Yeah, so like remember when we saw the picture of you at impact?
Yeah.
And you were like here, stood up with no hip turn, and he's like here. That's just a continuation of him rotating through. But the goal is, I'm gonna drop a little gold nugget here. The goal is to get something you want to happen later, like shaft lean and rotation, you have to do the correct pieces earlier to influence your brain to do it. Like I wish that's something I would have understood 20 years ago. Meaning like if we just try and work on your rotation and shit and don't fix the stuff earlier, we can make it look cool on like an Instagram video.
Yeah.
But like real life you golfing,
it's not gonna look cool.
It's not gonna work.
Right.
You're gonna go back to your old habits.
Right.
So when you come in here, you would go hanger on the right wrist, add loft, 8-iron into a pitching wedge, right? Too short. What we want to have happen is the hanger on the left wrist. See how when I do that, that lowers the loft. Right wrist adds loft, left wrist lowers loft. So part of what I want to do is we're going to get your grip on stronger and learn how to get this hanger on your forearm and keep it on. And when you keep it on, that gets the handle forward, lowers the dynamic loft more distance.
So the goal is just to keep that in my left forearm.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to guide you through how to do that.
Okay.
We'll do this together. Keep your hands on there. We're going to just do a little takeaway here. And there's options as to what this does, but the point is when you come down in the impact, this needs to be pressed against there. You feel what that feels like?
Yep.
So that should feel way different. This is your normal, right? Keep your hips forward. This is your normal, effectively. And we want to have this.
I mean, it feels better already. Like it feels more natural, I feel like.
And like more powerful too. So we need to do some practice little motions and then slowly work our way into ball. So just do real slow, just do that same motion you just showed me. So we're gonna keep it neutral to start with. So when you start, it'll kind of sit, a finger or two inside your right forearm. So this is perfect. So you don't cheat you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's good. Do a little tiny takeaway. Good, and then slowly come down. Good, and this just needs to be forward. Now when you do, let's do that one more time. So take your normal setup. Good, do your little takeaway. So when you do your takeaway, there should be a little bit of hinging of your wrists if we're gonna go to about this swing length. So this will be okay if your hands only went about this far, right from here. So if we keep that to about right there. Now as you start to go through, the hands work forward, right? Without the upper body working forward. This is an exaggeration, but this is what we need to feel. So it's gonna feel like this hands are way forward compared to normal.
So
feel that pressing?
So am I putting, during this, do you want most of my weight on my front foot? Like, would you say 60-40, 70-30?
Yeah, I would say start 50-50.
Okay.
When you do a takeaway, kind of stay 50-50.
Okay.
But then as you start down, it should be moving progressively forward the whole time.
Okay.
So if it's 50-50, it'd go like 60-40, let's say 70-30, 80-20 at impact.
Okay.
And then in the follow through to like 90-10.
Got it.
Yeah. But you're getting here's a key point. You're getting the handle forward, not like this, with my body going way with it. I'm getting the handle forward. My weight's going forward a little bit. My body's turning, but it's mainly
your hands in front of you.
Yeah, independently. Yeah. That's how you got to learn it, just to educate the handle motion. So a little bit of a takeaway. Good. Slowly start to work down. That's it. Good. Keep going. Beautiful. So when you come into a finish position, like that body rotation, I would get fully turned. It's like your knees, hips, chest, shoulders are fully square. And this thing stays on your wrist, right, for the sake of this when you practice.
On the left, okay.
Yeah. That would be a perfect little follow-through position.
Okay.
Left hand grip feels a little, that's beautiful job. V's are lined up. Add a little bit of hinging. That baby. Good. Start coming down. Good. Good. That's it. Beautiful. Fully turn. That's excellent. Good. Good. So that stays on the wrist, toes right on top of the heel. Beautiful. It'd be really difficult over the next like 12 months for you to get too good at that.
Yeah.
And just add speed.
Okay.
Keep putting weight on the bar, right? Now here's what I want you to do. I want to play a little game here.
Yep.
We're going to go, I'm going to hit one, then you hit one, back and forth.
Yep.
And I want you to match my swing length and my distance. So this is like, let's go bench and let's do just the bar. So I'm gonna swing, I'm gonna try and hit this 8-iron, I don't know, maybe 30 yards. So watch my swing length and my speed here. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna set it on during my takeaway, and I'm gonna keep it on the whole time.
Okay.
So this will be a 30 yard. This is like a little level one. So that was 24 mile an hour club head speed, 4.2 in the air, 12.9 total. So it's like a chip shot effectively, yeah?
All right, let's do it. So it's like a bocce, like golf bocce.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do it.
So super exact. Now watch this video on my left. See how when I'm doing this, it gets set on the way back, just for the sake of the drill, and it stays on the whole time. So at impact, the hands are forward, and it stays on the whole time. Just an exaggerated drill for you to learn it. Show me one little practice one. This is a 14-yard shot. Doesn't need to be perfect. Little practice swing first. So set it on during the takeaway, keep it on. Good, slower and a little shorter. Good, slower and a little shorter. And when you come through, I want you to press that on to where it's like almost painful.
Okay.
Like really feel the feel that pressure against your left forearm. Rather you over exaggerate. That a baby, good. Give me one more like that. Okay, slower. But everything else there was beautiful. It's hard to press it on and go slower at the same time, I get. Good. Okay, let's hit. Doesn't matter how you hit it, do the motion. Keep the speed down. Good. Now let's watch. Now this is the game you have to play. Okay, now you went too fast and too long, right?
Okay.
Which everyone does, that's fine. This is just your level one. Now the game you gotta play, which is the same game I gotta play, Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, is now you gotta see how you did. Because we don't know based on anything, right? You gotta watch the video. We have a nice little elbow riding in there. So now we're looking to see your impact. Better. Yeah? So here's our normal for us to scale this. This is where you gotta start, right? It's right here.
Small things, man.
It's you got to go build baby steps. Here's your normal on the left. It's your normal impact. Hands by the right thigh.
Yeah, it's behind me, and I'm like, and that's why I'm lifting up because I'm picking it up.
Exactly. Just trying to not have the club run into the ground. Now here's your little drill swing. Right.
A lot better.
A lot better. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that clip from the lesson. Listen, obviously, this was day one, session one. You need to learn how to do this slow and short, like how you train for a marathon. You don't go running 16 miles a day, day one. You go out and you run 1 mile, then you run 2, then you run 4. When you go to the gym, you got to learn just the bar, then you add weight. So you don't go and take this and do full swing, full speed. You have to learn short and slow like we were doing, and then progressively sort of leapfrog, right? When you can hit that 8-iron 30 yards and learn how to do it correctly at 50 yards, giving yourself video feedback, using a training aid to do so. So the goal for Gino would be over the next 30, 60, 90 days to be able to progress slowly but surely into a fuller length swing, hit the ball more solid, and hit his irons farther.